Like communities all over the country and the world, my town of Ocean City, New Jersey held a political rally on the 20th of January, 2018. The theme was clear: electing people to oppose Donald Trump and the Republicans who enable him. And we had 5 women speakers to help show us the way. The first speaker represents an organization with a great history of protecting our rights.
Alexi Velez, staff attorney at ACLU, New Jersey.
And the message that ACLU wants to convey is that our democracy wins when more people participate. So join the Let People Vote campaign and make sure you vote and encourage everybody else to vote. This is our government, these are our communities, and they are accountable to us. Thanks so much, everyone.
I later bumped into Ms. Velez on Asbury Avenue.
On behalf of ACLU of New Jersey, telling people that they should join peoplepower.org, which is the ACLU grassroots mobilizing platform.
And you're giving me a free t-shirt.
And free t-shirts for all, that's right, and constitutions. So some constitutions and some ACLU New Jersey t-shirts for you.
Oh my God, you are the greatest organization in the world. Thank you.
Stickers?
Yes, I want little stickers.
You can put one on your phone.
It was really special being at that rally with people who care as much as I do about what needs to happen with our country. The next speaker is a woman who fought the good fight.
Danielle Davies. I ran for freeholder in Cape May County.
Though the odds were against her, Danielle told us why she believed she had to run.
Some people from Ocean City might not always realize that they are in the reddest district in the state of New Jersey. And yet you are. And look around. I don't see any red here. So thank you so much to all of you for coming out, and welcome to Ocean City. In 2009, I gave birth to my second child, Ruby. Her birth coincided with the inauguration weekend of America's first Black president. It was jaw-droppingly inspiring. There I was sitting in the hospital with this brand new gift of life and watching as Barack Obama made history, watching as America renewed itself and proved itself as a country that could, despite a history complete with bigotry and hatred, overcome its own limitations and rise up to meet a challenge, create a movement, and be a place where I'd be proud to raise my baby and, of course, her big brother at home. Led by someone I felt set the tone for the kind of world I wanted and still want for my children. Fast forward to last year, when my feisty, fiery, feminist daughter turned 8, and we marked her birthday weekend with the inauguration of a man who finds it acceptable to talk to and about women in a way I hope no one speaks to or about my daughter, your daughter, our sisters, our mothers. What I chose to do first was to march, then to organize, and then to run. Because what I realized was that the only way to affect change at the top was to be getting involved locally. I found myself speaking out about issues that were important to our community. Not about building walls, but about building bridges, about good-paying jobs for everyone, about inclusivity, opportunity, and the absolute need to be heard. I talked to women who continued to, despite their rage, despite their hardship, despite their history, and despite decades of taking the back seat, to rise.
This is what democracy looks like!
I didn't win my bid to be freeholder, but for me it wasn't just about winning. It was about showing my children that I would literally do anything, including debating incumbent Republican freeholders, to fight for their future. And meeting all of you who were there to fight alongside of me. We have a voice. We have had enough. Thank you.
Well, you win some and you lose some. But our next speaker did win her bid to become a freeholder.
Karen Fitzpatrick, Atlantic County Freeholder at Large. Ocean City. This is a place almost frozen in time where social norms do not hurry to change. And yet here we are on the anniversary of the Women's March of 2017, when millions of women and enlightened men gathered all over the world to show we will not be put down, we will not be torn apart, but we will connect and stand together and fight for our rights and the rights of others. So having this second Women's March in Ocean City means to me that social norms are changing.
Love, not hate, makes America great.
And changing fast, because they have to. If we as a people are going to preserve what America is about, equality, freedom, fairness, and opportunity for all. Like so many other women, I was ultimately motivated by the 2016 presidential election and comments from the Freeholder Board on the day of last year's Women's March. And I felt I could do a better job. And in Atlantic County, I stand with Susan Korngut, Mary Crawford, Ashley Bennett, and with John Armato, we all turned red seats to blue. You don't have to be a political scholar to run for office. You just have to want to make a difference. So if you're motivated, find your local club or county committee. Talk about why you want to run. Go to the Board of Elections and get yourself a petition. And if you run, immerse yourself in the process. So you say you don't want to be a candidate, but you still want to get involved? Dedicated and reliable volunteers are invaluable to any and every candidate. There's the usual phone banking and door knocking, but there's so much more to be done. You can go with the candidate to events, drive them from place to place, manage their calendar, help with social media and their website, host a fundraiser. And along the way, you'll meet some of the most intelligent, aware, and caring people you'll come across. Everybody can do this job. You just have to want to do it.
Though she's not Irish, there was something about our next speaker's look and manner that gave off a certain Kennedy-esque vibe.
Hi, I'm Susan Korngut, Northfield City Councilwoman.
One of the things that cut me the deepest, ever since the last presidential election, we've heard the term thrown around, successful businessman. Yeah. And that made me personally sad. See, my father was a successful businessman. Even though he died when I was just a kid, my dad managed to instill in me, all you have in this world is your name. My dad did business on a handshake, and he would have cut off his arm before he would have stiffed his vendors or not paid someone who had done work for him. My mom was of the Camelot era. My mom believed in the best of this country, not just what it was, but what it could be. And just like President Kennedy, she was an idealist who taught us that history is made by heroes, but she never missed an opportunity to tell all of us that a hero lives in each of us. And I want all of you kids to grab your moms and say thank you, and thank your dads too, as well as all the other great men who are standing shoulder to shoulder with us in this fight. Thank you guys so much.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
Do you realize you're particularly terrifying to our president?
I was hoping for a terrifying.
Grab him by the midterms!
Across the country, Republicans are retiring to avoid what they fear may be a bloodbath in the 2018 midterm elections. Case in point is our long-term Congressman Frank Lobiondo. Our last speaker, Democrat Tanzy Youngblood, is hoping to replace him.
I'm a candidate for Congress in New Jersey's 2nd District down in South Jersey.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Today we march to bring awareness to the importance of the November 2018 election. Today we march to combat voter suppression. Today we march to make sure that every single eligible voter is registered to vote. Today we march to let our nation know that we are taking our power to the polls in November. I'm just an ordinary woman, but I made a decision to get off the sidelines. Like every one of you here, get off the sidelines and let's turn this country around.
My heart was full. These 5 women gave me so much hope. Ordinary American citizens can and will change our country and bring back the values we so cherish. Here are a few of the faces of the 2018 Ocean City Women's March. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis recently addressed some young servicemen, but his words apply equally to all who participated in the women's marches. The only way this great experiment you and I call America is going to survive is if we've got tough hombres like you. You're a great example for our country right now. It's got some problems. You know it, and I know it. You just hold the line until our country gets back to understanding and respecting each other and being friendly to one another. What Americans owe to one another. We're so doggone lucky to be Americans. And we got 2 powers, the power of inspiration, and we'll get the power of inspiration back. And we got the power of intimidation, and that's you. If someone wants to screw with our families, our country, our allies. So thanks so much for being out here.